Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode and a daily dose of positivity with the Positivity Campaign. Today, I have with me Miss Carina Bauer, who is the CEO of IMEX Exhibitions and also the current president of the Site Foundation. Thank you so much, Carina, for joining the Positivity Campaign and giving us your time to give your positivity out.
Thanks for having me. And just to say, I love the idea of a positivity campaign. So thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, you as a company have been directly impacted due to the COVID situation that IMEX Frankfurt, one of your flagship shows, had to cancel for the first time, I guess so. Uh, what, in your personal capacity and as a company, are you doing to see the positive sides of the situation, and what are you doing with your teams right now to keep up with the morale?
Yeah, so I think one of the most important thing, once we had communicated with our clients and made sure that our clients were looked after, was how we were going to look after our team. I think the first thing I would say from a positivity perspective is that, in a crisis can really bring a team together, and that's what we found. So the team morale actually at the end of that week where we had to cancel was extremely high, and that was because we were very transparent with the team and we communicated with them and we supported them very much through the conversations they had to have with their clients. The other thing was that our team was proud of the way that we dealt with our clients, because as we were talking earlier, we did immediately commit to refunding all of our clients their money. Our hosted buyers who had purchased flights, to refund those. So they felt very confident and certain in the conversations that they were having, that we were doing the right thing by our clients and also by our suppliers as well. We were very quick to talk to our suppliers and try to collaborate with them to work out the best way for us all to get through this situation. And then when we moved to remote working, we spent a lot of time switching our engagement program to a virtual engagement program, and we've done lots of fantastic things. We've have every 2 weeks a happy hour with a theme. So a couple of weeks ago we did a pet competition where people brought their pets and did tricks and things. Next week we're doing a pub quiz, and so we're doing lots of fun things. But the other thing is we're taking the opportunity to do training with the team that we talked about for years. So a lot of our team work in a certain bit of the business, and maybe they don't have a picture of the whole industry. So yesterday, for example, I had Porrick Gilligan, the CMO of Site, do a 1-hour presentation that I recorded about the incentive travel industry and the special role of DMCs in the industry. And 2 weeks ago, I did the same thing, but on association meetings. And so I'm doing those every 2 weeks and recording them. And I'm actually going to create an induction program out of those recordings. So any new people that come into our business in the future can spend the first 3 months going through those as a part of their training. So that's something really that I'm excited about, I've thought about for a long time and never got round to doing before. And all of those things, and we're also doing things for our team twice a week. We send a couple of members of the team a flower delivery just to keep the spirits up. We're doing something called kitchen chat, so you get pulled out of a hat to just call someone to have a chat that you would have kind of by the water cooler, those discussions, not about work, but how are you? So we're trying really hard to do all of these things to really keep morale up. And I have to say at the moment, people are really communicating well and doing everything they can to help each other. It's really amazing to see that.
Fabulous. I think you're doing a lot of activities to keep the morale up, and I think a lot of people will get a cue out of the activities that you just mentioned, and they can just, it's easy to replicate, in their own ways that they can keep their employees
exactly
together as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the important thing is you don't have to spend lots of money for those. It's just you have to spend some time and thinking about it to do it. But it's not expensive things, but it is so it is easy for a company of any size really to replicate.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. Moving forward, I would want to ask, what are the innovative things that you think that this time has presented you to actually implement something that you were thinking but you were not able to do in the past?
Yeah, I think, you know, the thing that trade show organisers in every industry and also event professionals, we always talk about how can you extend the life of your live event online, virtually throughout the year. But it's always been something that takes a lot of effort to think about. It's not cheap to do, and has been something that we haven't maybe had to focus on. Now it's all we have. And so what has also been really positive for us as a business is that we focus very much on what we could do in the virtual world for the business events community. So how could we look at all the things that we do at IMEX in Frankfurt, all the things our partners do, and bring some of those to life in a virtual capacity. And that has been a massive learning curve for us. It's been a challenge for our team, but it's been also really positive. It's given our team, whilst they were facing a cancellation of our flagship event, they were also then pivoted very fast to working on something really positive and new and exciting. And it's come with challenges because we've got to do it and learn these new techniques and new technologies when we're all remote. But it's also been hugely positive as well and given us something really good to focus on. And of course, we're looking at this of, you know, the first iteration is a learning curve. We'll put something out there, we'll get our feedback, and then we can adapt it and change it and improve it. And why can't we utilize that over time? And maybe over many years as well, and have that as an additional product in our portfolio. So that's really how we're looking at it. And again, it's something that we've talked around for a long time, but hadn't ever really had the opportunity to focus on it because our live shows were so all-encompassing for the team. And so, you know, that's what we've kind of moved towards. So we launched last week Planet IMEX, and we've got a raft of activities that will take place during the week that IMEX would have taken place in May in Frankfurt. But then also we're going to have activities that run throughout the rest of May and June, and content as well that we're able to put out there. So we're really excited about that. We're nervous as well, but it's interesting. It's like having a startup again, you know, it's like launching a new event, a new live show, but it's just online. It's just as much work, it's just as complex. But our team are really enjoying having that to focus on, and they know they're lucky to be able to focus on that in a time when many people are very challenged, that we can actually move and focus on something positive that's going to move our business forward, but also the business events community forward, and be hopefully a source of joy for the community as well. That's what we want to deliver.
Well, absolutely right. I think I had a lot of conversations with a lot of people, and 2-3 points that came out of that was that this situation has really catapulted everybody into a digitization mode, which was once a thought that we need to do digitization into a business, and this has really acted as a catalyst to drive more and more digitized stuff in the industry. And also, you know, driving people to learn new skills, which would be the most important requirement going forward with the new normal situations that we are going to encounter. Moving on, I would want to, you know, say that if you can list down 2 or 3 actionable items that people can do to really cope with the pressure or probably, you know, the fear that they have in their minds. And then they can action that to really feel stress-free, I would say. What are those 3 or 4 actionable points that you would recommend anybody to do?
I think the first thing is to be kind to yourself, you know, and not to beat yourself up about the fact that we're in difficult times at the moment. I know it's very easy to say, you know, if I had digitized my business earlier, it wouldn't be so hard now. What I would say always is draw a line in the sand as to what was, and don't have regrets. Be kind to yourself, give yourself time to think and to switch off, and try to look forward positively to what you can do with your business going forward that's going to be good for you, good for your business, and good for your clients. And also to be kind to yourself in terms of taking time for yourself. So one of the things that we did when we cancelled IMEX in Frankfurt was that we actually, on the day that we cancelled cancelled in the morning, we actually put our out of offices on and our voicemails on for a couple of hours, just to give our team time to process what was going on, to talk, to make sure they were ready to answer questions. And that sort of calm in the middle of the storm was very important for our team morale, but also giving time to everybody to process. And I think that's important on a personal level as well. Take that time, step away from your desk. When you're working at home and living at home 24/7, it's hard to have that separation. So give yourself a routine in the day and make sure you're doing things that are valuable to you. I, for example, have taken up piano. I used to play as a child, so I'm relearning. That's giving me a lot of joy. And I go out for a run or do some exercise in the house. And that breaks up my day and it just gives my brain time to focus. And so I really do believe in trying to be kind to yourself. And I think if you're kind to yourself, then your brain is in a much better place to be able to process what is happening and think more clearly and make better decisions.
Totally agree with all of your points, and I'm sure this will help a lot of people to take a leave out of this and implement in their own spaces. Thank you so much, Karina, for joining in the positivity campaign and throwing lights on your positive side of action that you have done for your company and for yourself. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you very much.